Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE 2k16 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz, and there's no better way to kick it off than the boss himself, Mr. McMahon is back. And he's back here on Main Event. Apparently, he has an absolute monumental announcement to make that will shake up the brand war between Raw and SmackDown going forward. I have no idea what the announcement will be. I'm sure we're about to find out in a moment's time, but Mr. McMahon, we haven't seen him in quite some time, but he's been away trying to make the WWE an even better place. And tonight, a big announcement. What will it be? And I'm sure it's going to change and shake things up a little bit. First of all, I had to come here to Main Event tonight on neutral territory to Raw and SmackDown, because tonight I have an announcement that will change the landscape of Raw and SmackDown for good. As you know, the ratings are now becoming more of a factor than ever. Monday Night Raw has been dominating the ratings and has won the right to the next NXT superstar to their brand, and as you saw, that was AJ Styles. So Raw is on a roll. It's time that SmackDown starts to get a few wins of their own. It's time that we help elevate SmackDown. It's time that we make SmackDown better, and one way to do that is by giving them a little bit more competition and a little bit more risk and reward. So before we get things started, I'd like to invite the SmackDown General Manager Edge out to the ring to join me for our announcement. So we are waiting the arrival of Edge, the SmackDown General Manager. Here he comes. The ultra successful SmackDown General Manager on paper. When you look at the interpromotional battles that they've had with Raw, every single time SmackDown pretty much comes out on top, whether it be a bragging rights, whether it be battling to get draft picks, well, last year they won the Royal Rumble, the year before they won the Royal Rumble. SmackDown have won a lot of the interpromotional battles, but one thing they have not won is the ratings war, and that has really cost them, as AJ Styles going to Raw, he could have been going to SmackDown. SmackDown has missed out big time. It's time for a bit of a change to SmackDown, and we'll find out what Vince McMahon's announcement is. Thank you, Edge, for coming. So, let's get this announcement out of the way. At Survivor Series, we're going to see Raw and SmackDown not compete, but compete to determine which brand is putting on the best show, which brand is putting on the best ratings. We want to see both brands fighting one another to try and outdo one another. So this month, the ratings are now becoming more important than ever, because at the end of the month, we're going to shake the rosters up. What's going to happen is at the end of Survivor Series, 3 members of SmackDown will be drafted to Raw, and 3 members of Raw will be drafted to SmackDown. And to do that, the brand with the best ratings of the month will earn 1 extra pick. But at Survivor Series, there will be a match to determine 1 extra pick as well. This match will consist of 1 Raw superstar and 1 SmackDown superstar, but these superstars cannot be a former World Heavyweight Champion. These superstars must have never become a World Champion before, because I want to see your ability to scout out the next big star, to know who is going to break out and get you the win, who is going to earn you that extra pick. Now, your next question may be, who's running the show on Raw? So let's find out, because tonight, my other announcement is the new General Manager of Raw. We're going to find out who it is right now. And for my pick, I had to pick a man who wanted to outdo you, beat you so badly, more than anything in the world. He wanted to prove that his show was better than yours. He wanted to bring it to you like no one else has brought it to you in the past. This man, you know all too well. This man will give SmackDown the challenge it needs to make SmackDown better. Without further ado, your new General Manager of Raw. Well, who's it gonna be? Who's the new General Manager of Raw? You've got to be kidding me! It's Christian! Christian is back on Raw, and not only is he back, but he is in charge of Raw. Christian has been off contract for quite some time now, a former SmackDown superstar, and well, as we know, a former tag team partner with Edge and best friends with Edge. At least we still think they are. We're not sure what the relationship is now, but Christian has been named the General Manager of Raw. Finally, we have someone we know is in charge, who's running things on Raw. It's been a while since we've had a General Manager, and Vince McMahon has picked, well, I think, Christian. A veteran of the business. He knows all about how to run a good show. He's been a part of many in the past. Christian, a former world champion. He's done it all. Tag team champion here in Universe Mode. Now a chance to show us what he can do as the General Manager of Raw, and better yet, he's in competition with Edge. Well, I'm surprised that he would take the job to try and oppose his best friend, but I guess we're going to hear all about it in a moment from Christian, your new General Manager of Raw. Well, you sure as hell look surprised to see me, Edge, and you should be surprised. After all, you're the one who tried to get rid of me. You're the one who tried to get rid of me from SmackDown and stop me signing anywhere else. But lucky for you, you can't stop the boss, and Vince McMahon has chosen wisely. I am the new General Manager of Raw, which means I am here to kick your ass. You see, my whole entire career, I've always been compared to you. My entire life, I've lived in your shadow ever since we were kids. But now, it's time for me to break out on my own. It's time for me to prove once and for all that I am truly better than you. You see, Edge, this has not just been a quick decision I've made. This has been building and building and building from the moment that you decided to go ahead on your own. Be a single star without me. You went on to win title after title, and I had no direction. I don't know what to do with myself. And my career was going nowhere, right until the moment that you hurt your neck. You know what the greatest moment of my life was? The greatest thing ever was going to the hospital, looking at you in the hospital bed, knowing that you will never wrestle again, that I will no longer be compared to you, and I can finally be my own man, and I can finally take your spot. We fast forward a couple of years, and you get the call that you're able to wrestle again. And guess who you call? You call upon me, because you needed my help to try and win the tag titles one more time. You needed my help, so I obliged. I decided to help you. I decided to help you out so you could get back in the ring one more time. And we were a complete failure, because you know why? Because it was all about you. It's always been about you, Edge. And now you're the General Manager of SmackDown, and it's all about you again. Everyone's talking about how great you are as the General Manager. Well, last time I checked, SmackDown's ratings aren't exactly doing that good. Yes, you may be winning some matches here and there, but that is all about to change right now. And when you lose your job in 6 months' time, you have no one but to blame but yourself, because you were the one who decided not to sign me. 3 months ago, my contract expired. And guess what? I wanted to be a part of SmackDown. I wanted to keep going. But you know what? You decided it was best to let me go. And when I decided to go back to Raw, you stopped that from happening. You did not let me go back, and I have been mad at you ever since. I've been calling you. You keep avoiding my calls. You won't let me back to SmackDown while I have no choice to take matters into my own hands and come to Raw. This is your fault, Edge, and I am going to beat you once and for all. You are going to regret ever betraying me. I was your friend, Edge, and this is how you treat me? Well, now I will finally get my revenge on you, and I will beat SmackDown. I will take you down. I will take your best 5 guys, because we're going to win at Survivor Series. We're going to win this month's ratings, and I'm going to take your best 5, and I'm going to make Raw even better than what it is right now. The war is officially on. Well, you talk about a big start to the show. 2 massive announcements have been made. we're going to have a battle at Survivor Series to determine, well, 3, potentially 5 picks from each brand. More about that in a moment. And we also know now that Christian is the Raw General Manager. Christian officially back on Raw. That is huge. This week on Main Event, let's get through some of these matches. We have the Wyatts up against the Dudley Boys. The Wyatts still trying to bounce back after losing their titles. Swagger takes on Fandango one-on-one. Kane goes one-on-one with Sami Zayn as well. In our main event, on this week's main event, it's going to be a pretty damn good one, I think. We're going to have Chris Jericho versus the returning Rhino. Rhino is back from injury. He's been out for a couple of months, but he is back and ready to go, and he's going to battle Chris Jericho tonight. Jericho meets Batista at Survivor Series. We'll see how he goes here tonight. The Dudleys, they get the win over the Wyatt family. Jack Swagger versus Fandango. It is Fandango with the win as well. Kane versus Zayn. Sami Zayn picks up an important victory. And can Rhino win in his return match? Whoa! Yes, he can! Knocking off Chris Jericho. A bit of an upset right there. Well, moving on to this week's SmackDown, and we know we got a couple of big matches planned, as announced on social media earlier this week. But The Miz, he'll be in action against Xavier Woods one-on-one. Neville defends the Intercontinental Championship against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. This has been brewing and building, and we finally get to see it tonight. No waiting until Survivor Series. We get to see it tonight as we celebrate 300 episodes of Universe Mode. Nikki Bella goes one-on-one with Sasha Banks. Paige will be in Sasha Banks' corner as well. Damien Sandow, he's in action. He's up against the Big Show. We have some news and announcements to make regarding Damien Sandow, but that will have to wait until next week. So stay tuned for that. So Damien Sandow has a big match tonight to prove against the Big Show. Well, what about this for a team? Perhaps a bit of a dream team. Randy Orton and John Cena teaming up to take on the Wyatt family. How will they fare as a tag team? Well, they're up against one of the best tag teams on SmackDown, the Wyatts. And our main event, well, what about this one? Kevin Owens meets the former Mr. Money in the Bank Daniel Bryan. The world champion meets Bryan just weeks before Survivor Series, before they meet in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. That is a match I am looking forward to seeing. Bryan has beaten him in the past. Can he do it again? Xavier Woods knocks off one half the tag team champions, The Miz. Big win there for Woods. Nikki Bella versus Sasha Banks. It is going to be Nikki Bella picking up the victory over Sasha. Bit of an upset there, I would say, as well. Sandow versus the Big Show. Well, speaking of upsets, Sandow picks up a much-needed win, bouncing back after a disastrous couple months. And the Dream Team, well, their run was short-lived. They lose against the Wyatt family. Now it's time. We'll get ready for our huge Intercontinental Championship match. Neville versus Sheamus. Well, there's a lot of pressure on the champion tonight, Neville, as he has had a very impressive title reign until now, because he is up against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, and that title reign could be coming to an end. He has beaten the likes of Orton, Bray Wyatt, Kalisto a couple times as well. Now Sheamus is the next challenger, and arguably one of the toughest for him as well. Sheamus has gotten the better of him over the last number of weeks. Let's take you back to last week when Neville came out for the save after Fandango was getting beaten up by Sheamus. And there it was, a bro kick to Neville for his troubles. Things are not going his way. Sheamus is really looking as though he could be the one to beat Neville. It could be a very tough challenge for Neville here tonight. That bro kick is absolutely deadly. Here comes his opponent. It is the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, the #1 contender. And Neville is going to have to try and dig deep and produce some of those performances that we've seen in the past that's helped him retain that title, because this man, I think, has to be the favorite tonight. Neville has been very good. We know he's been a great champion, a fighting champion, really emerging to be one of the rising stars here on SmackDown. And in fact, as we heard earlier on regarding the Survivor Series match, well, they need a guy who's not a world champion to represent SmackDown. Neville could be a perfect candidate for that role. But Sheamus, he wants that Intercontinental Championship tonight, and I'm sure Neville will be focused on that, because Sheamus is gunning for that title, and if Neville's not careful, he will lose that championship to him here tonight. But Neville has been very good. Sheamus has had a good number of weeks as well. He's had about a few weeks back-to-back where he's been very, very impressive. A great dominating victory over Fandango last week. And he decided he does not want to wait around, neither does Neville. Neville wants his hands on Sheamus tonight, and it could be a big mistake. Edge granting the match. Here we go, Sheamus versus Neville for the Intercontinental Championship here tonight on SmackDown, as we continue our episode 300 celebrations here on SmackDown as well. Thank you very much to everyone that has supported us for, well, this is episode 301 now, isn't it? So for the 301 episodes, thank you so much for joining us. The celebrations will continue on to NXT as well. Next episode is NXT TakeOver number 2. And we'll talk more about that later on, but that is going to be one hell of a show as well. But I want to touch on a little bit earlier on with the Survivor Series matchup and explaining some of the rules that's going on with this month's Survivor Series reward with ratings and things like that. That, Vince McMahon obviously didn't touch on. We're going to go into a little bit more detail there. But I can confirm now that each brand will have 3 draft picks. But each brand will also have 5 superstars that they can keep safe. Champions are not able to be drafted, of course, but they can also pick 5 superstars as well as the champions that won't be able to be drafted. So, for example, Edge, he's trying to build up Neville for, let's say Neville loses the championship tonight, but Edge does not want to lose Neville to Raw. Edge can decide, I want to keep Neville on my show. Same thing for Sheamus. Sheamus doesn't win tonight, but Sheamus is, becoming dominant again, doing very well. Edge sees that and does not want to wants to make sure that he stays here on SmackDown. He can pick Sheamus as well as 4 others to stay here on SmackDown. No matter what, they cannot be drafted as well as the champions. So 5 superstars they can keep safe, but the rest is free game. 3 draft picks for each brand to pick anyone they want who is not safe to come to their brand. It is going to be huge, a big shake-up of the roster. And as we know as well, a Survivor Series match will take place at Survivor Series. The winning brand will get an extra pick, and the brand that has the best ratings this month will also get the extra pick. And as we stand right now, Monday Night Raw has actually gotten the better ratings thus far, getting a better rating result on their last episode compared to SmackDown. So SmackDown, they're already behind, so Raw definitely the favorite to fight back and win an extra pick in the draft, which could be huge. Raw could end up having 5 picks, SmackDown just 3. SmackDown will be losing a number of their big names. They're already struggling a little bit, SmackDown, after Raw getting AJ Styles. They cannot afford to lose 2 extra superstars. They need to start gaining more than losing. So Raw could really become very, very dominant in our new GM Christian. I'm sure that is his goal. Very personal between Christian and Edge thus far, as the cutter there by Neville takes down Sheamus, hooks the leg, could be it here. The cover, the referee coming along a little slow, but a kick out at 2. Christian making this very, very personal, basically saying that, Edge was the one that drove him here to Raw. Edge refused to sign him back because Edge didn't, for whatever reason, did not want to re-sign Christian. And Christian was wanting to go to Raw. Christian thought, well, if you're not going to re-sign me here to SmackDown, let me go to Raw. Edge would not allow that to happen. So, well, Christian had no choice but to try and get a different role and try and do something, because he's been on the sidelines for a while now, and his career is winding down. He's got limited time left in the ring. So for Christian, it's very important that he gets a job, that he's on TV every week competing. And unfortunately, Edge was not willing to give him that, and he wouldn't let him go to Raw to do it over there because he could not afford for Christian to go and compete for the opposing brand. And Christian, basically, he didn't want to go and compete for them either. His first choice was always SmackDown. He always wanted to stay here on SmackDown to help out Edge, make the show better. And Edge promised Christian a number of different opportunities for championships, including the World Championship that he did get an opportunity for once. But Christian was also promised, as far as I'm told, that he was promised a lot more opportunities, but Edge never delivered. Instead, well, look what happened to Christian. Christian, after WrestleMania, for coming back to SmackDown, he wanted his revenge on Chris Jericho. Christian actually wanted to go to Raw to go and compete against Chris Jericho again. He wanted to get his revenge, and Edge would not allow that to happen. So instead, Edge decided, I'll compromise with you, and I'll give you an opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship against Bray Wyatt. But obviously what happened there, Bray Wyatt beat Christian using some cheap tactics to do so. Then Braun Strowman came and beat the living hell out of Christian. So Christian spent the next few months getting his ass absolutely handed to him. And it wasn't exactly a great time for him at all. So he left SmackDown with some sour grapes, and now he's gone to Raw to try and make Raw better. and to try and, I guess, get a bit of revenge on Edge for not really letting him do what he wanted to do in his career, and, well, not even let him go to Raw, which was a little bit bad enough. So Christian obviously has a lot of animosity, I should say, to Edge, so there's a lot of hatred towards one another there, and I think Christian's going to try his very best to try and beat Edge at Survivor Series and going forward. And I don't know if you caught it earlier on, but we showed a little graphic before saying that Raw has won 25 out of 30 brand war altercations. So month by month, since the beginning of Universe Mode, SmackDown has only won 5 times in the ratings battles. It's been a very, very tough time for SmackDown trying to outdo Raw with the ratings. So SmackDown needs the help, and SmackDown needs the extra draft picks to try and make their show better. This is a really tough time for SmackDown, and the pressure is now on Edge, because Edge, whilst he's done very well in different competitions such as bragging rights, as Sheamus has Neville up, I should say. Hold on a second. White noise. Neville's in trouble. Hold that thought. Sheamus about to put Neville away, is he, for the Intercontinental Championship? Neville! Late kick out. And near for the count of 2, just to finish it up. Edge has done well in bragging rights competitions, draft battles and things like that, but the ratings, well, they've been declining. He's had 2 wins since being general manager since WrestleMania, and that was for the months of Payback and SummerSlam, but recently, no wins since SummerSlam, so he's had a couple months where he hasn't had a win, so he's struggling a little bit. So the pressure is on Edge. His job could be on the line if things don't start to turn around. And Christian, I'm sure, would love to put Edge out of a job. And Christian, he promised that he's going to put Edge out of a job within 6 months. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, let's get back into this match right now as Sheamus is taking control. Looks as though he might be waiting for Neville to get back to his feet, looking for that bro kick perhaps. That deadly bro kick that has beaten Neville and put him down in the past. Oh, there it is! Neville was flattened last week from it. Can he kick out now? We got ourselves a new champion! No, the shot is up! Wow, Neville finding a way to kick out at 2 of the bro kick. I can't believe it. That bro kick has beaten just about everyone that has received it. And Sheamus, I think he can't believe it. Neville kicks out. The bro kick keeps this match alive. Now, behind. Sheamus flattened onto his neck. And now Neville trying to get himself going again. A reverse Hurricane Rana. Now the hook of the leg. Perhaps trying to put Sheamus away. He can't quite do it. But the pressure now back onto Sheamus after that bro kick onto Neville not doing the job. Sheamus now has some pressure applied to him. Can he bounce back and find a way to beat Neville as a snap suplex? Down goes Neville. Well, his best shot didn't work. So now back to the drawing board. What can he use to beat Neville here? Right hand there by Sheamus. A shot to the back of Neville. And a kick there onto Neville as well. And Sheamus is going to reposition Neville better. So as we said earlier on, the superstar that will represent SmackDown cannot be a world champion. That obviously means Sheamus is ruled out. And he's been a world champion here on Universe Mode. So Sheamus will just be completely focused on this Intercontinental Championship. And I'm sure SmackDown will now be on the hunt to finding the best superstar for that role. And arguably Edge has done the best in establishing new talent and new stars. You know, Edge, ever since becoming general manager, you know, we've seen the likes of, you know, Rusev become, you know, a bit more prominent before he went to Raw. Neville, he's gone from nothing on Raw to, you know, now Intercontinental Champion, doing so well here on SmackDown, as has Dean Ambrose. He's had a lot of success, and that came from SmackDown. Kevin Owens as well. So Edge has done a lot of great things since becoming general manager. So I'm sure he can pick the best name for Survivor Series as a second white noise by Sheamus. Can Neville kick out of this? It could be the beginning of the end for Neville's championship reign. Sheamus now hooks the leg. Neville kicks out at 2 though. Keeps this match alive. But Sheamus is getting closer and closer to taking this title from Neville. Sheamus, big right hand. Gonna try and put him down again. Here we go. And pressing down on Neville, but he gets that right shoulder up. A near fall, the counter 2. This one stays in it. He stays in it, I should say. Now, Sheamus taking a quick breather, but Neville's in real trouble here. Neville, he doesn't do something quick. It's all... Oh! That was nearly it. The bro kick would have been all over. The second time, there surely would be no way he'd kick out of 2. But luckily for Neville, he was able to avoid it, and Sheamus coming oh so close to winning himself the Intercontinental Championship here on SmackDown in Universe Mode. Sheamus now repositioning Neville. Look out. The fall away slam! Neville really has got no offense in, but Neville, this isn't anything new. We've seen this in the past. Kalisto's dominated Neville for the championship in the past, but Neville's been able to find a way to come back from it. I don't know about it tonight, though. I don't know if he's going to be able to come back from this onslaught from Sheamus. Sheamus is in complete control, looking the goods right now. Sheamus has Neville up. And rolls through. And you'd have to say Neville, one more bro kick away from losing that title. I don't think he's got much left. Sheamus is really wearing him down, grinding him down, making sure that he's going to pick up this win. Yes, the bro kick didn't work the first time, and, well, he attempted it the second time, didn't work there either. But he's got to make sure he's not afraid to go back to it. It's been a match winner in the past. He knows he can win more matches and potentially win this title for him as a Hurricane Runner. Neville still has the legs, grabs onto him, tries to put Sheamus away. An upset win here, no! Neville unable to do it. Sheamus stays in it. But like I said, Sheamus has to be confident that the bro kick will work for him again. Because you would have to think that if he gets it one more time, that'll be it for Neville. Neville's got Sheamus in the corner now. Neville's got to try and get something going here. Try and get Sheamus in the middle of the ring. Set up for that red arrow. Try for something here. He's got to get his best shot out and soon. Sheamus! Oh, big clothesline off the top. That flying clothesline, and now those big right hands striking down Neville. Just when Neville had a window of opportunity, Sheamus shuts the window and makes sure that nothing comes of it. Snapmare takedown now by Sheamus. A big right hand to the midsection there, and now Neville, what can he do? A snapmare of his own. He's got to try and quicken the pace here, but he's trying to just to recatch his breath and just kind of figure out what to do next. This side headlock here. But Sheamus, you know, if he gets run around a little bit here by Neville, that'll wear the big man out. And that's what Neville's going to try and do. Use his speed and quickness to try and wear Sheamus down. But he's not really trying to do that at all. He's used a few high-flying maneuvers, but not enough. Sheamus has been able to dictate terms himself and really just do whatever the hell he wants in this match. He's been able to kind of control this match on his own merits. And Neville just has not been able to get himself going here. Stomping away there on Neville is Sheamus. He's just in complete control. Neville's got no say in this match at all. Sheamus now picks up Neville. There's this, oh, just drops him down. Doesn't even bother finishing off the suplex. Just drops Neville. And that's what Sheamus can do. He's just in complete control, toying with Neville right now. But Sheamus he better make sure he doesn't underestimate Neville here. He's not going to, because a third white noise. That might just be it for Sheamus. Is he going to go for it? He's wasted some time. Has he wasted too much time? Neville, shoulders down. Kicks out. Yes, he did. Sheamus, some valuable seconds there. Neville able to get back to his feet now. Sheamus had a chance to win this match right there and then. Drop kick there by Neville. Sheamus taken out. Can Neville get himself back into it? Has he got any life left? Suplex there. Sheamus is in position. The red arrow, it could be coming. Sheamus is in the right spot. Here it comes. No! Sheamus back to his feet. The bird kick by Sheamus. Bird kick by Sheamus. And we've got a new Intercontinental Champion. Sheamus just kicked the head off Neville and has taken the title from the man that gravity forgot. Well, Sheamus, he remembers about the gravity. He kicked the head off of it. And Sheamus is your new champion, ladies and gentlemen. A dominant number of weeks by Sheamus, and he's capped it off by knocking off Neville and taking the title away from the emerging star here on SmackDown. Well, Neville's impressive reign has come to an end. He's been building and building to becoming one of the greats here on SmackDown one day. But Sheamus has crushed that hope, crushed that dream, and taken out Neville once and for all. What a victory by Sheamus. Neville, if he hit the red arrow here, Sheamus in the perfect position. If he hits this red arrow, he retains the title. He almost pulled off one of his patented comebacks that we've seen in the past, but as he's about to jump off, Sheamus gets back to his feet as Neville's flying through the air, connects with a bro kick, lights out, see you later, Neville loses the title. Here's your new champion, folks. The Celtic Warrior has done it. Wins the title. No respect for the ref, but we have respect for Sheamus. After a great victory tonight, Neville taken out. And Neville, as you can see, is down and out, and uh-oh. Oh no, Sheamus isn't done yet. Neville's out. Sheamus is not done yet. Look out. Oh, another bro kick by Sheamus. And if it wasn't already bad enough for Neville, he rolled out of the ring, tried to get back to his feet, and he has just been flattened by Sheamus. Oh, he's trying to get back up again. Well, the heart of Neville here. Neville's trying to get back up after losing the title. Not afraid to fight here. Sheamus, though, lining him up. Here it comes, another bro kick. Sheamus has taken the title from Neville and perhaps taken him out of action. Well, we've already had one big match tonight, but we still have one more to go. It is going to be Daniel Bryan up against Kevin Owens. Well, Daniel Bryan gets his rematch for the championship at Survivor Series, but tonight he gets to take on the man that, well, we thought he was going to take the title away at Hell in a Cell, Kevin Owens. Well, we'll see who truly was going to win that match. I think, well, the circumstances have obviously changed. Kevin Owens just went through Hell in a Cell, was taken out by The Undertaker, but still, we'll get to see how these two go one-on-one here tonight. Who will get the better of one another? Who is going to walk away with the win? And not only that, the confidence and the momentum heading in towards Survivor Series. It's a big, big win, a much-needed win for both men. Kevin Owens, well, you know, we know how good he's been, let's be honest. We know how great he has been. But for Daniel Bryan, a win over him here tonight will really boost his chances at Survivor Series. He needs this win, Daniel Bryan, because I know a lot of you guys have been very supportive of him and really worried that he might not get a fair shot at that title and might not become world champion, because many of you feel as though he deserves to be the champion. Well, he needs to start picking up some wins, and tonight is his best chance. He's got Kevin Owens one-on-one in a fair match. As far as we know, The Undertaker is not here tonight after putting his hands on the throat of SmackDown General Manager Edge at Hell in a Cell. The board of directors and Vince McMahon have finally come to a decision regarding The Undertaker. He's been fined $20,000 and been suspended until Survivor Series. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, we know The Undertaker probably doesn't care, so we'll see what happens there. But The Undertaker is gone until Survivor Series because of what he did to Edge. So right now, we should have a fair one-on-one match between Bryan and Kevin Owens. Here we go, one-on-one. Bryan has beaten Kevin Owens in the past. In fact, he was the first man to ever defeat Kevin Owens in a match. Can you believe that? Bryan was the first one to do it. He has a chance to do it tonight and to do it at Survivor Series with The Undertaker there as well to potentially become the World Heavyweight Champion. Bryan has the arm of Owens behind. So, well, Daniel Bryan yet to become a world champion here in Universe Mode. I mean, he's come close on many of occasions, so we have to kind of wonder, will he ever get there? You know, will he finally reach the pinnacle? I think if he doesn't do it at Survivor Series, his chances, well, a chance like this will never come back again. He may never get an opportunity like this again. You know, Edge might even be tempted to trade him out, try and remove Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan has not been good enough to, you know, become champion. And, you know, obviously Edge is a little bit desperate right now. He might be making decisions like that. So someone like Daniel Bryan, someone who's not picking up the victories, could be on the brink of being taken out of the roster. So victories for Bryan, they need to come, and they need to come soon. And if he doesn't get it done at Survivor Series, well, his future could certainly be unknown going forward. Bryan grabbing the arm of Owens, and Kevin Owens with the right hand there to Daniel Bryan. Owens with a shot to the midsection of Bryan. Look out now, Kevin Owens. Oh, Bryan countering, landing onto his feet, but Owens is going to hit back. No, Bryan countering again, and Owens taking down the back of his head into the mat. And Bryan well, he's come to play here tonight. He is countering everything Owens has got for him. And that's what Bryan's going to have to do here tonight to beat Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is as resilient as I've ever seen. He can get hit by a brick wall and basically get back to his feet. So Bryan's going to have to be willing to try and reduce as many opportunities for Kevin Owens to get the offense in as possible. Owens running and landing on on Daniel Bryan, I should say, does Kevin Owens. So for Daniel Bryan here tonight, he knows Owens will take a lot to take him down. But for Bryan, he's got to make sure in that process that he does not take much offense from Kevin Owens, because the more Daniel Bryan suffers, the harder it's going to be. Owens can't quite get the pinfall there. Kick out of 2. Kevin Owens, though, been champion since WrestleMania. I mean, we've gone through the list of names he's beaten in the past. I mean, recently defeating The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell. The Undertaker was absolutely furious after the match that he lost, taking out Kevin Owens after the match, and that sparked the opportunity for Daniel Bryan to cash in. Obviously, The Undertaker interfering and interrupting the match after Bryan had already cashed in, so the cash-in was official. And unfortunately, Bryan lost that opportunity. But what happened is that SmackDown GM Edge decided to give Bryan another shot. And also The Undertaker as well. Because we know The Undertaker, he's going to appear. He's going to interfere no matter what. So he just might as well try and take The Undertaker out at the same time and get the match that he wants. So he'll get his shot at Undertaker. Gets his hands in the dead man. A man who's Bryan's furious at. And a man that he wants to beat so badly for that title, Kevin Owens. Bryan will get the best of both worlds at Survivor Series, and that will be a huge clash right there. The world title on the line. That'll be our Survivor Series main event. Plenty to look forward to there as Bryan waiting for Owens to get back to his feet. Attempted right hand, missing. Now Bryan grabs a hold of Owens and connected with a suplex there. And now Bryan in control a little bit here, doing okay thus far. And we know Bryan is good enough to beat Owens, so no surprise that Bryan's looking pretty good right now. Bryan, wow, what about that from Daniel Bryan, just launching Kevin Owens, and that's a harsh landing for Kevin Owens there as well. And Kevin Owens has been through an absolute, well, a hellacious number of weeks, and that's the thing we brought up a couple of weeks ago. How much more has Kevin Owens got left in the tank? Hell in a Cell matches, high quality matches against the very best of the best, like Triple H, CM Punk, John Cena, Randy Orton, you name it. Kevin Owens has had to battle them, and Kevin Owens has managed to beat them. But you have to wonder how much has the body got left in Kevin Owens. This has been a special, incredible run. The greatest championship reign in Universe Mode history. But how much longer can he keep it going? Well, if he asks Kevin Owens, he'll say forever. But reality, I mean, surely not too much longer. But anyways, we're going to get ready to take a quick little break here during this match. And we'll be back right after this. Next episode of Universe Mode will feature NXT TakeOver 2. Watch as AJ Styles defends the NXT Championship against Bobby Roode one-on-one. The American Alpha are up against Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Bayley defends the NXT Women's Championship against Nia Jax. And we also see Kota Ibushi in action against a mystery opponent and a couple of extra debuts as well. Well, do not miss it, NXT TakeOver 2 coming your way next. We are back here on SmackDown, and right now this match is in the balance between Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens. Bryan rolling Owens over, heading to the top of the rope now. Kevin Owens in a bit of trouble here. Bryan can connect here. Daniel Bryan off the top rope. Look out! Oh, off the top. Dropping the elbows and the forearms onto Kevin Owens. But plenty happened during the break. Let's take a quick look at one of the big highlights during the ad break. It was Daniel Bryan off the top of the rope, setting up Kevin Owens and launching him off the top rope. Here it was. And this was a bit of a difference maker between the two. A big suplex off the top of the rope as well. Big stuff there from Daniel Bryan. Kevin Owens, though, jackknife cover. But Bryan had the arm underneath the ropes, able to force the break. Kevin Owens can't quite get it done there. Kevin Owens drives Bryan into the corner. Close battle between the two right now. Kevin Owens slowly getting himself back into this matchup. Bryan in the corner now. And maybe Owens is about to return the favor off the top of the rope. I think he's about to. Look out. Bryan off the top of the rope. Being launched to the other side of the ring. Kevin Owens may have just taken Bryan out. He's taken a breather. He potentially could have put Bryan away right there. But here comes the follow-up. Oh! Owens launching himself onto Daniel Bryan. And now Owens may just be slowly starting to build towards the beginning of the end for Daniel Bryan. But Bryan countering back. Owens, though, shutting that down quickly. Owens takes Bryan to the corner again. He's not going to go off the top rope again, is he? Oh, decides to hit the clothesline instead, and it was a clubbing blow right to the throat of Bryan. That is going to hurt Kevin Owens. Wow, what a clothesline. Now Bryan sweeps him off of his feet, trying to stop this onslaught from Owens, who's trying to almost take this match back away from Bryan. Bryan, though, these big kicks right to the chest of Owens. Not much Owens can do about this. Bryan heating up. Here it comes. Right to the side of the face. Kevin Owens could be out right now. Owens, can he kick out of this? Bryan hooks the leg. Bryan to get the upset win. No, Owens kicks out at 2. What a win this would be for Bryan if he can knock off the World Heavyweight Champion. Owens would love nothing more than to derail the confidence of Bryan. He's already, I guess, ruined the momentum of Bryan at Money in the Bank. Well, Undertaker helped that out, and Undertaker's been beating up Bryan over the last few weeks. Bryan's kind of deflated a little bit. Bryan needs a big win, and Owens can really stop any hope of Bryan from winning at Survivor Series, because he'll just destroy any confidence that Daniel Bryan has with a win here tonight. Daniel Bryan's just got to hang in there. It's a long game with Owens. You have to try and survive. Owens survives like the best of them. But to beat Kevin Owens, you've got to play his own game and try and outlast him. Owens kicks out at 2 there, though. Bryan is edging closer and closer to a victory. Bryan just has to be patient and understand that he knows that Owens is going to kick out of his best maneuvers sometimes. Bryan just has to make sure that he's patient, doesn't get frustrated with himself, and that will give him the best opportunity that he possibly can get to beat Owens here tonight and at Survivor Series as well. Uppercut there by Bryan. Now looks as though he's going to hook both arms and hits that suplex as well. This has been good from Bryan, bringing out all the moves he knows to try and beat Owens, and that's what he has to do. He has to try and be a little bit innovative, try and bring out some moves that Owens might not be expecting, put him off guard a little bit, just like that. Just like that. Daniel Bryan launching himself over the top of the rope, connecting on Kevin Owens. It probably looked worse for Bryan than it did for Owens, to be honest. It looked ugly, but it connected, it worked. But Owens straight back to his feet. I think Bryan may be suffering the effects of it. Now Owens, look out. There's the package pile driver, beaten many men in the past. Can it beat Bryan here? No, Bryan kicks out at 2. Owens, if he maybe grabbed the other leg, might have just had enough to keep the pressure on Bryan and stop him from kicking out there, but Bryan able to survive. Owens now, setting up. Oh no! I thought he was going for the pop-up powerbomb. Forget about that. He's got the yes lock in. The yes lock by Kevin Owens on Daniel Bryan. It's not going to work out for him. He's not going to beat Bryan with his own move tonight. But Kevin Owens just kind of insulting Bryan a little bit there, taking his own best maneuver away, his own patented submission maneuver, and using it for his own good. Bryan able to survive it, though, and keep this one going. I think Kevin Owens, though, I think he missed the mark. I think he should have hit the pop-up powerbomb as usual. Decided to try something different, and it didn't pay off. Being a little bit cheeky, decided to steal Bryan's submission, and, well, it didn't give him the win in the end. Instead, Bryan's still in this match. This match continues, and a leg sweep down goes Owens. And Owens receiving a kick right to the arm there by Bryan. Daniel Bryan now will bring up Kevin Owens into the corner. A right hand into the back. Look out now. Bryan heading to the top of the rope again, is he? Kevin Owens could be about to fly. Bryan off the top rope. Kevin Owens, look out again. With a suplex off the top again. You can see the worse for wear that is on Daniel Bryan's face right now, in the back, the damage he suffered. That hurt a lot going off the top, but he's going to follow it up with these kicks now. Bryan in control. Daniel Bryan, is he about to cause an ultimate upset against Owens? Big kick to the side of the face. Here comes Bryan now. This is his chance. This is his moment. hooks the leg, but Owens kicking out again at the count of 2. Bryan, is the frustration creeping in? The patience game, he needs to play it. What can he do next? He needs to look for that running knee. Drop kick right into the back of Owens, takes him off of his feet. Owens back to his feet now. Bryan connects with another swift drop kick. Owens taken off his feet again. Bryan a chance to recuperate. Figure out what his next move is. How he's going to beat Kevin Owens. It's not an easy thing to do. Many have tried. Many have failed. Uh-oh, look out. Here it comes, the pop-up powerbomb by Owens. Bryan in trouble. Owens' best shot, and it beats Bryan here tonight. Well, Bryan came so close to winning, but once again, Kevin Owens, too much to handle, and he sneaks away with the win here tonight on SmackDown. A massive victory for Kevin Owens tonight, and that will surely boost his confidence heading in towards Survivor Series, as if it needed any more boosting. I apologize for the little skip at the end there. I'm not sure what happened. But yes, the pop-up powerbomb did happen straight after, so we'll see that in a moment. But Bryan, a hard-fought battle. Here it was, the pop-up powerbomb. Owens, well, he missed a second of it, so there you go. But ladies and gentlemen, a big victory for Kevin Owens here tonight on SmackDown Survivor Series. He is going to be one tough opponent to beat. There's no doubt about... Oh, the lights are out. The Undertaker's not meant to be here, but he is here! Oh, what the hell? What is he doing here? A choke slam for Owens! The dead man is meant to be suspended after putting his hands on our SmackDown GM. He's been fined and suspended, but he's still here. A tombstone now for Bryan. Now coming after Owens. Some right hands now. Some strikes right to the face of Owens. The Undertaker's not meant to be here, but the Undertaker doesn't give a damn. He's here regardless. He's taken out Bryan. Now he's coming after Owens. Uh-oh. Undertaker now. Tombstone. A tombstone to Owens, and Bryan, the dead man, makes his presence known. The Undertaker is ready for Survivor Series and sending a friendly reminder that he is a part of that match as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us for an episode of Universe Mode. If you did enjoy it, let's try and get 300 likes to celebrate 300 episodes of Universe Mode. Subscribe if you haven't already. NXT TakeOver 2 coming up your way next. I'll need a couple of days to get that out. If there is a live stream, I'll let you know on Twitter and Facebook when that will be happening, and that stream will be on YouTube and Twitch if it does take place. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I know it's a long one, apologize for that, but it was a big one. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you at NXT TakeOver number 2.